this is my name is Joel Magic with something that crystals, and welcome back to Doki Blue Skies. Now, if you're watching this video, that means you chose Natsuki. I really do hate taking sides like this. Monika's the president though, so I hope she won't take this personally. Monika, believe me when I say that I know this club means a lot to you. I've only been here for a few days and I can already see that. In fact, it means a lot to all of us. Every one of us cares so much for the club and we were able to soldier on and keep performing despite all the crap we got. But at the same time, perhaps Natsuki has a point. You were clearly the most enthusiastic about the festival out of everyone here. She sighs, and it's clear that she's frustrated. It wouldn't be surprised me if she was disappointed in us either. Well, pardon me for wanting the club to do well. Why was everyone so against it? I didn't even force any of you. You all agreed to your own accords. I thought you'd use the weekend to practice. That should have been plenty of time. The way you pushed us into it, it felt like we didn't have a choice. You guys didn't have to agree. Do you not know how to stand up for yourselves? Monika, you know how hard it is. It's hard enough as it is having to go against your friends. But when your friend has such a high expectation for everything on top of that, it's just easy to get swept up in trying to keep everyone happy. And on top of that, not everyone here is as outspoken as you. Exactly! That's not the point anyhow. You all did fine on your first recitations during our club meeting. Everything should have gone well. It's just that we never could have expected that people would act this way. If the event had been a success, you can bet this conversation wouldn't be happening right now. Well, if we decided to do anything for the festival, then we wouldn't have to worry about this crap anyway. But we had to do something for the festival. Do you just want the club to remain stagnant forever? Is this place just supposed to be some hangout for 5 people? There's a fierce glint in those green eyes now, and I'm almost afraid of speaking up. It seems like I'm the only one here who actually wants to do the club do well. The only one who strives for greater heights. And how is anyone ever going to see how amazing that we built is if we never show it to anyone? What's wrong with the club being small? I'd rather have a few people who really care than a ton of idiots who only here because of your popularity. Quality is more important than quantity after all. I'm sure the others would agree on the front as well. Suddenly Monika turns to face me. I won't lie, it's scary having to see full force of the normally cool-headed and diplomatic leader's temper. Quibble, with all due respect, you haven't even been here for a week. How would you, of all people, know what the other members want? Monika! Quibble only means well! Sierra looks like she's about to say more, but one withering look from Monika stops her in her tracks. And I'm sure that many villains throughout history only meant well too. Now you're just being unfair! No, you know what's really unfair? What's unfair is the fact that I'm the one who always has to pick up the slack. I'm the one who has to take on the blame for all the mistakes. You think it's easy having to live up to everyone's expectations? Although I guess it's too much for you to understand, Natsuki. After all, you always heap the blame onto others and criticize everyone but yourself. Why don't you just do something introspection for once in your life? Then you might be able to see why you barely have any friends. There's a silence for a moment, a silence that lengthens into impossibly long minutes. I look towards Yuri and Sayori for help, but both look understandably shocked by Monika's word. Natsuki's face has grown red. It looks like she's starting to tear up despite her best attempts to keeping up a hostile look. Monika, on the other hand, has turned away so that I can't see her face. Yuri, Sayori, and I exchange a series of looks and expression as the silence stretches out. There's a veritable game of eyebrow carades going on between the three of us. None of us know what to say or how to break the silence, but we all know that someone has to. I'm relieved that I have the two of them to rely on here, though they had to experience the disaster that the festival was too. And yet they're still fighting through their own emotions to try and keep the club together. The only sounds right now are the small sniffling noises coming from Natsuki. The longer the silence stretches, the harder it's going to break it. Somehow the three of us managed to soundlessly decide that it should be me to speak up. Before I can do so, we're surprised by Monika finally interrupting the silence with a sigh. I shouldn't have said that. I was looking back on what I said, and well, if someone had said those things about me, I'd be upset to say the least. The pressure just finally broke me, I guess. I really do have tons of things going on in my life. But that doesn't excuse my actions. I shouldn't assume things about your lives when I have no idea what struggles you're going through either. I don't expect you to forgive me anytime soon, but I just know that I'm sorry. Monika is still turned away, but Sayori shoots me a hopeful look. I think it's safe to say that words were said that no one really intended. Tensions were obviously running high after the disaster that the festival turned out to be, and I guess everything just boiled over in the arguments. I agree! It just goes to show how much we all care about the club and each other. If we didn't care, we wouldn't be feeling so horrible. Monika, you're really good at organizing these kinds of things, so I can really see why you wanted it to succeed the way you did. It's only normal. But if you have to remember that we all choose to come here for a reason, and that's because we enjoy it here. We really do care. I'm sorry if it seems that like we're blaming you for everything going wrong, because it's definitely no one's fault. Monika starts to slowly turn back to face up. But you have to admit that you were kind of harsh to Natsuki. She stops moving, causing Sayori to speed up through her speech. Anyway, I'm so glad that you apologized to Natsuki in the end, because we're all friends here, and we all need to stick together. We shouldn't be fighting when we hit obstacles. We should be supporting each other. So I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive her, Natsuki, even though she said some really mean things to you. And hopefully we can move on from this and become closer than ever. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yes, I believe that the best thing we can do right now is to try to forgive each other and learn from this experience. Monika faces us now, looking each other's in the eye. Natsuki misses her gaze, still looking down at the ground with tear-streaked cheeks. You guys, thank you for all being the best club members I could ever wish for. Now that I've thought about it, it really is me who's in the wrong here. I should have just accepted that you guys weren't quite as into the festival idea as I was. It was wrong of me to push you into something you weren't comfortable with. Well, that's all said and done now, so no use crying over spilt milk, right? No, a good president wouldn't have pressured their people into this. Looking back, how could I have been so selfish and blind? Everybody has momentary lapse of judgment, and you shouldn't blame yourself for that. I'm with Yuri on that! After all, you made this lovely club for all of us, and we really owe you to it for that! And Natsuki, I'm really sorry for what I said. I was just jumping into conclusions and making false assumptions. Plus, we're all your friends, although I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to call me your friend anymore. We all await with bated breath for Natsuki's answer. I exchanged nervous glance with Yuri and Sayori, the latter of the two actually looking like she's holding her breath. Natsuki quickly wipes a tear off her face with her sleeve. She looks smaller than ever, and so alone. It makes me want to protect her more than ever. Whatever, it's fine. The only thing I ask... She looks down at the floor, then to her right, and then at the ceiling. It's as if she's hoping for the right words to appear in front of her. The only thing I want is for us to stop fighting. I come to this club to get away from all that junk, and I don't want things to be ruined. So yeah, if it'll make things go back to normal, I'll forgive you. Sayori gives a little hop in excitement when Natsuki says that, and I can't help but sigh in relief as well. Monika smiles gently at Natsuki, who finally meets her eyes. Thank you for putting the club above your own feelings, Natsuki. Yeah, I don't think I'm wrong in saying that we all appreciate it. You guys should hug it out! I get that it's just have taken a lot to say that, so I'm truly grateful for that. Monika reaches out to hug Natsuki, but the smaller girl flinches away. I'm sorry. I should have known that it'd be too soon. No, it's fine. Natsuki makes an attempt at smiling at Monika. It may take some time for reconciliation to be finished with, but I'm happy that everyone is trying their best. Yeah, reconciliation can take a long time. No, that's not quite right. Well, close enough. With that, the spell holding us all in places seemed to have been broken. Any of you staying to check out the rest of the festival? No, I'm feeling quite exhausted after all the emotional stress we've just had to endure.
Me too! All I want to do right now is just go take a long nap.
Same here, honestly. We still have to clean up the classroom though. We all grimly turn to face the mess that the visitors have left behind. I'm really not looking forward to cleaning that up.
Oh, do we have to?
Sarah, you don't want to betray our club advisor's trust now, do you?
Ah! Why are you always right, Yuri?
Everyone chuckles a bit, with even Natsuki betraying a smile on her face. I'm sure that it's less work than it looks, so I think it's fine if some of us leave early. Hey Kumala, how about you walk Natsuki home for a change? I'm sure that Sayori's sick of your company by now. Haha. It's sweet of Monika to let Natsuki off the hook like that, and in such a casual way too. This way it doesn't look like she's babying her or anything.
Hey, no fair! I want to go home too!
Sayori pretends to pout for a bit, but quickly regains a smile on her face. Come on guys, the faster we get to work, the faster we'll get to go home. After exchanging goodbyes, I walk out the classroom with Natsuki. It's surreal to hear the sound of chat and laughter floating towards us from the rest of the festival after everything that's just took place. A silence falls between us. I'm not sure whether I should try to cheer her up, or just leave her alone with her thoughts. I spot a vending machine at the end of the hall, and decide on the former. Here, do you want a snack? A little sugar always cheer me up when I feel down. Sure, I guess. What do you want? It doesn't really matter, but chocolate's pretty good. I approach the vending machine, digging change out of my pockets. Within a few moments, a solid thunk sounds from the bottom of the machine. I hand her the bar of chocolate. I just picked one of my favorites, so I hope we have a similar taste. White chocolate, not bad. Does that mean she likes it? I watch as she carefully places the snack into her bag. You're not gonna eat that? My question seems to startle Natsuki. I feel a little bad when she jumps a bit. I guess she's still feeling a little shaky. No, I kind of like to savor things in my own time. Not a bad idea. I tend to blow through snacks and stuff myself. I guess I like to try and make things last as long as possible. That's pretty understandable. With that, another silence falls over us. With this time, it's a comfortable silence. We walk together side by side in a bubble of companionship that seems to include just the two of us, and that makes the festival a distant reality. It isn't until we've reached the school entrance that I break the silence again. Which way are you headed? I'm going that way. I point to my left, causing Natsuki to give me a wry smile. I'm in the opposite direction. Oh, well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. Quibble. Huh? That's okay if I keep coming to the club, right? Huh? What do you mean? Of course you can. I mean, we're all going to be expecting you back there. Never mind. See ya! At that, she whirls around and darts away, leaving behind nothing but confusion in the air. Well, I guess I'll ask her about it tomorrow, but for now, it's time to make the trek home. Although now that I think about it, there's nothing for me back at home except anime and video games. I'll probably spend tonight stewing over that question then. Bing, ding, 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 bing. Ah! Ow, no! Ow! Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like it, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you all in the future! Goodbye!